So on the left side we have a this is the regular Dewalt Toughsystem. Usually sell this. I picked this up last year at Home Depot for like $129 for all 3 boxes. Bottom car has wheels and a handle. This is the Milwaukee Packout. Picked this up like yesterday at Home Depot. It was on sale. They have them on sale for like $199 for all 3 boxes on the rolling cart. So pretty sweet deal. And then this DS carrier. DS carrier is a little more pricey. I think this one ran me about $280, $290. But that's with all 3 boxes and the carrier. And then this also doubles as a dolly. So it's pretty nice. Alright, first things first. I'm going to talk about the top boxes. And so to remove your boxes out of the DS carrier, just lift your handles up, slide them out, and then to put them back in, same thing. And they lock in there. Now for the Packout, they have this little button right here. You just push the button up, slide it out, take your boxes. You want to lock it back in, just push it back in like that. Now for your regular Toughsystem, you got these little latches right here. You got to pop off on both sides, and then you can take your box. And then to lock them, you got to align them, and then just a little taps together. And that's how you do it on that. Now I'm gonna talk about the DS carrier first. So this box right here is the DS150, and it's pretty nice because you got a lot of handles. You got one in the front, at the top, and you got the 2 side handles right here and the other side. Also the latches on the Toughsystem, they're all the same latches. They're just kind of basic metal latches. Whereas the ones on the Milwaukee, I actually prefer the ones on the Milwaukee. They feel a little nicer, the plastic at the bottom. So that's a plus to Milwaukee. Okay, so when we open this box up, it has an extra compartment up here in the top. And you can store extra stuff here. And on this side too. And then you just lock it up here. And then you get these, you get a lot of little containers in here. And you can switch these around. You know, if you want this big one over here, these little guys over here. Or if you hate containers and you don't want these, and you just want like you just want to put a bunch of barrel drills or whatever you want in there, you can take all these off. You can take them all off. Put it however you want. Pretty sweet. Same concept applies to the Milwaukee box. When you open this up, you're gonna get a bunch of trays. You get 4 trays. And this tray is actually one of my favorites here. This tray right here, the reason being is because you can fit, it's very hard to find a place to put your 12-inch recip saw blades. This is a 9, but most of those recip saw blades are 12-inch blades. And I got a bunch in there and they'll fit perfect. There's space for more. So this is a pretty nice organizer. And then you have this at the bottom. And like I said, you can pull these all out. If you don't like organizers, you can pull them out and then put other stuff. And then you get this little tray, nice tray. And then also this bottom tray, you can take the dividers off. You can pull them all off. You can pull all these boxes off. And this box, actually, the Milwaukee boxes are actually, you can put more stuff in there. They're a little bit bigger. And here, let me just get this out of the way so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And that's it's not just for the top boxes, it's also for the middle and the bottom boxes. So as you can see, there's, even also remove this, but there's more space on the Milwaukee box than there is on the Dewalt. There's nothing bad about the Dewalts. It's just something to take into consideration. That's it. by the way, I really like the Milwaukee bits. They're pretty nice. Very good bang for the buck. Also, right here on the top, you have if you have like the Milwaukee ticks, you put them right there. And these Sharpies are really good. The Milwaukee called ink saws. Sharpie. And then the box on the, I call this the regular Toughsystem, the basic one. But essentially this box is the same thing as the other box. This box is the 130, and there's a few differences. This is the 130, this is the 150. One of the biggest differences is obviously the top handle. And then vents, it's a little bit different too. It's almost the same thing, same size. This box only comes with 4 of these little containers. I took 2 of them out. And then the top these little storage compartments are a little bit different. These actually have more space on the top compartments. The downside to this box is hollow in the center, and this top right here is a little bit weaker. If you guys remember, this box was the one that Milwaukee used to compare to do the brick test versus their Packout. This is actually Dewalt's weakest box. It's pretty weak. Compared to the DS150, if you take a look, not only does it have a bunch of compartments here, so that actually kind of prevents anything that comes hitting the lid from the top going down, flexing down. Also, it's more reinforced because it has this handle, so there's a lot more reinforcement on this over the DS130. Just wanted to throw that out there. All right, now to the middle boxes. So I'm gonna start off with the Dewalt DS carrier box. This box right here is the DS300, which is their middle box. So as you open it up, you have a tray, and then you can put more tools in there. I just threw a few in there. It's not too big, not too small. Nice little sweet box. And then now off to the Milwaukee. So the nice thing about the Milwaukee, and like I said, the Milwaukee is a little bit bigger. And the biggest difference is the tray. Compared, like if you look at the Dewalt one, if you want to access your tools at the bottom, you have to remove it. Whereas the one on the Packout, you can still get your tools even with the tray on. You know, you can start pulling stuff out. You have plenty of space. I just think the tray design on this is a little bit superior. They're also pretty nice. And like I said, you can pull these trays off and put more tools. You don't have to have these on. And also, like I said, you have this circle here for your Milwaukee tick. The one on the other Dewalt is the same as the DS carrier, so I'm going to do that one. Also, another thing I wanted to point out was the locking devices on this. This kind of has metal, whereas the ones on all the Dewalts are all, where you lock in, they're all plastic. Yes, overall, like the Milwaukee Packout boxes are all going to be, they're built much sturdier than the Dewalts, so that's a big plus. Another plus about this medium box is the if you leave this open, unlatched, and you get this handle and you pull it, it's not going to open. That's pretty sweet. That's the really nice feature that Milwaukee did. And also this one has a top handle and one on each side. The Milwaukee has one in the front with the top, and it has these little grooves here so you can grab it. So it's pretty nice. The one on the other, like I said, it's the same as this box. Okay, as far as the big boxes at the bottom go, this is the DS400. This also comes with the tray, like the other Dewalt boxes, like the middle one and the other DS450 box over there. However, I took it out so I can have more space. The unique part about the DS400 is you get this little slot here for like screwdrivers. I use it to hold some screwdrivers, which is pretty nice. Also, something I forgot to mention on the DS400 and a 450, no, just DS400, DS300, and a DS150 is you get some pressure regulated valves or something like that up here. And then onto the Milwaukee. And then same concept, you have that tray. Not, like I said, I really like the tray design. It's not getting on your wherever you're pulling out your tools. Whereas on the Dewalt, I actually got rid of the tray on here so I can have more space because it kept getting on the way. I got tired of pulling it out and on and off. Whereas the one on the Milwaukee, you know, you still access your tools pretty good. If you need more space, like I said, you can always take your tray off if you want to go that way. And then here's the DS450. So I left the tray on this one, but essentially it's the same tray that goes on the DS400 over there. And then space-wise, the Milwaukee is gonna have more space. And that's for all their boxes, whether it be the big box, the medium, or the small. And then the DS400 is the smallest box, but it's still, they're all very close in size. However, the Milwaukee one it's a little bit bigger, and then this one is a little bit tad bigger than the Dewalt, and the Milwaukee is bigger than the DS450. Another thing I wanted to point out was that's a pretty nice feature on the Milwaukee is when you open the lid, it actually kind of locks in the open position and it stays there. Whereas the ones on the Dewalt, they just kind of stay open. That's a pretty nice thing. Another nice thing is that if you notice, this Milwaukee Packout box is backed up all the way to the wall, and I can still open it. I can open it all the way. Whereas on this box, if I was to back this regular, I'm gonna call this regular Toughsystem, all the way up to the wall, or to this piece of sheetrock that I have right here, and I was trying to open it, these handles, because the handles are attached to the lid, they actually push back and it prevents the box from opening. And that's not the case with the Packout. So that's a nice feature on the Packout. Now as far as wheels go, the wheels on the DS450, which is the regular Dewalt Toughsystem box, rolling cart, whatever, are 7 inches. The ones on the Milwaukee Packout, 9 inches. The ones on the DS Carrier are 8 inches. Now I'll talk about handles. The one on the DS450, plastic handle, no rubber. The one on the the one on the Milwaukee Packout, it's made out of plastic. And then these little bars here are made out of metal. And then you get this rubber molding here. The one on DS Carrier, it's metal, and then you got rubber. So, me personally, I prefer the DS Carrier handle a little better. And then second would be the Packout, and then last would be the regular Toughsystem. And then as far as wheelbases go, the wheelbase on the Milwaukee is the shortest. I think it's like 21 and a half inches. And then this one, and then it would be this one. So this one's 21 inches and a half for the wheelbase. This one's 23 and a half. And then the DS Carrier is wide. This thing is 27 inches wide. This is the biggest, the widest one. Now when it comes to tilting these, the DS Carrier, as you can see, you have a lot of room for your leg right here. You got a nice handle, pretty easy to tilt. But I gotta say, the easiest one to tilt is gonna be the Milwaukee Packout. I like how you have this little room for your leg right here. And then the wheels, like I said, 9 inches, so it's pretty nice to tilt. And then the hardest one, although it's not hard to tilt, but it is the hardest one out of the three, is gonna be this box. As you can see, you barely have any room right there for a leg. So yeah. Now as far as putting your handles down, I really like the setup on the Milwaukee, because all you have to do is just push this button and then just push your handles down. And there you go. The one on the Dewalt, it's a little bit different. You gotta twist this, and you gotta push the handle down. Me personally, I like the one on Milwaukee better. If you want to store your DS carrier, it's pretty simple. You just close your tabs, and then you can flip this over here. It's gonna be kind of hard with one hand, but you press this up, and then this thing folds up. So after folding that dolly plate out, this is how the DS carrier looks. So here I'm gonna be using the DS carrier kind of like as a dolly. I'm just gonna dolly around the Packout system. So that's the added feature of the DS carrier. You can use it as a dolly and carry stuff around, not just necessarily your Toughsystem boxes. That's pretty nice. And you can also carry like the other Toughsystem. Now, a weird feature on these is you can, and like I said, you can do the same thing, but like I said, the weird feature is you can actually lock this box with the DS carrier and carry it around like this. It's kind of weird. I don't know what will do that, but I don't think nobody's ever going to do that, but you can do that. You can carry the DS carrier also vice versa. That's kind of odd though. Now, something else I didn't talk about was the regular Toughsystem. Is the DS450 is rated. I think the maximum capacity on this is like 88 pounds, whereas the one on the Packout, it's 250 pounds. And then the one on the DS carrier actually has two ratings. I think it has a rating for the bottom dolly part, and the bottom dolly part would be, I think it's like 264 pounds. And then it has a rating for these tabs, where you put your boxes on. And the rating for these little tabs, I think it's like 176 pounds. And like I said, they're all IP65 rated. And then another added feature of the DS carrier is you can actually lock all your boxes. Like they lock right here with the sides, so they're not coming out, but you can actually lock all of them, turning these, and then you can put like a lock in there. And now all the boxes are actually, you can't pull none of them. They're all locked up to the DS carrier. It's essentially a one piece. And you're gonna lock them pretty easy. They're all different price points, like I said. So some people are gonna love the Packout, some people are gonna hate it. Same thing for the DS carrier and the regular Dewalt Toughsystem. So it's all up to you, what you want, what your price point is, what you're gonna be doing with it, what platform are you in. That might affect you too. Now, another thing that I do want to mention is that these are the basics. Like I said, there's much more to these systems, and yes, there's more systems out there. You know, Rigid has their own system, Husky has their own system. There's a bunch of other manufacturers have their own systems too. So this is just the basics. You know, like Milwaukee has totes, they have their clear cases. Dewalt has open totes, clear cases too. They got a bunch of different organizers, but I just want to do just kind of like a basic comparison. Now, one of the reasons why, me personally, if I was to choose one out of all these three, I would probably go with the DS carrier. The reason I really like the Dewalt Toughsystems are because the fact that they have a Toughsystem radio and the power station. And this is pretty cool because you can lock it in with your boxes. And same thing for the Toughsystem radio. You could add another box right here and lock it up. Slide it on your DS carrier. The only thing about the power station is you can only add it on top of another box on the DS carrier. Like if you look at the other boxes, they have these groups to slide in these rails. The power station doesn't have that because that's where your inputs and outputs are. Also, you can't stack boxes on top of your power station. You can only stack your power station on top of a box or a radio or anything else. But other than that, it's still pretty cool. Pretty cool gadget. Like I said, if I was to choose one out of all these three, I'll go with the DS Carrier. Now, my number 2 is going to be the Milwaukee Packout. And then, least but not last, is the regular Toughsystem. And then, like I said, they're all different prices. If you just need somewhere to store your tools, and you're just basically just looking for something kind of affordable, like I said, I bought this last year for like $129. It might have went up, it might have been down, but that's how much I bought it last year at Home Depot. So it's a nice little set for the price. Now, if this is a higher price, let's say this is for sale right now for like $150 and this is $199, then honestly I'll probably push and get the Milwaukee instead, because it is a little bit, it's not a little, there's a pretty big difference on the build quality. This was more heavier duty, more spacious. I really like the big wheels, and just how well built it is, and the organizer's very nice. Now, my main reason why I chose or at least my favorite, is the DS Carriers. Number one, the fact that you can just slide all the boxes out. You know, you don't have to pull, if you're trying to access your bottom box, you got to pull your middle or the top boxes off. You could just slide off the bottom box. And then also the fact that you have, like I said, the power station and the Toughsystem radio. Those are big pluses to me, that I can just stack those on top and just take them with me. That's pretty nice. But then again, the Milwaukee, you could argue that one and say, oh, well, the Milwaukee one has you have totes or you have other stuff. So it's arguable. But me personally, I like my DS Carrier a lot. The Packout is impressive. Definitely worth it. I think $199 is a great price for this Packout. So if you can catch that at Home Depot, pretty good. Other than that, I think that's all I have. But thanks for watching.